Welcome to r/slash idontworkherelady, where we share stories about normal people who are actual customers that are mistaken for employees at that establishment. This is TNA, top-notch audio. Get ready for some laughs. And at the end of these stories, we definitely appreciate your likes, comments, and definitely subscribe for sure. You are about to get a kick out of this video. For those of you born in the 60s, 70s, or even earlier, you'll definitely relate to this. For those of you that are the millennium and were born a lot later, you will get a kick out of this as well. And this next story is posted by u/AJ Berggren. Stop calling us at 4 in the morning to let us know you can't make it to work today. Background and context. Around 20 years ago, my wife and I were newlyweds. We were attending university and decided to get married at the end of October. A story for another time, sub, as I took a physical chemistry exam the Monday after our wedding. We had just moved into our first apartment off campus on November 1st, and we were very excited to have our very own address and phone number. We were truly independent, and it was an exciting time for us, as even though we were young, both 19, we needed to establish our own thing, you know. As you might imagine, along with this new excitement came the inevitable learning curve to dealing with grown-up stuff, including a pretty unique issue with our newly established household phone number. I was so proud to figure out how to get this up and going and have the responsibility and privilege of our very own phone number, complete with monthly billing cycle. This was back in the time when cell phones were a major vehicle modification project and caller ID was not quite in existence yet. There was the star 69 option for those old enough to remember, but in general, the phone rang and you answered it to figure out who was calling. As well, things weren't programmable then, and the only way to stop a ring through is to take it off the hook, which led to an annoying tone emanating from the phone, and who wants to listen to the that goes on to infinity, which still leaks through that drawer and towel that you've wrapped around the receiver, or to completely unplug it, which was quite inconvenient as you'd have to remember to plug it back in when you needed it. And this is why perhaps this story could only originate during that kind of time. Being university students, we did not tend to be early birds, as in general, earliest class we had started at 9 a.m. and we lived right on the border of our small university. You could walk across campus in 10 minutes easily. But especially so for me, as I have never been a morning person and take a good while to wake up and get going. I also slept very soundly. So this means for the most part, most days we'd be up around 7:30 a.m. at the very earliest, but any time that schedules permitted, more like 11 a.m. or noon. Man, just thinking about this now makes me shiver, as I can't imagine sleeping past 8 a.m. now. Digression. The main event. Anyway, this is where things started. Because it's been a long time, the exact wording of things is just an approximation, but in general, I tried to convey the important points of them. A couple of days after we had a functioning phone and were attending the end of fall semester at university, the early morning phone calls began, like 4 to 5 a.m. phone calls. Set. The amazing new independent symbol of a corded, cheap plastic phone is sitting on a small table at my side of the bed, stage left, in a tiny room, in a tiny apartment, in the far-flung reaches of the landscape. Enter, ring, 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 etc. Me, groggy, unaware, rolling around. My new wife, poke, poke, get that. Me, huh? Hello, ragged mouse voice. Voice of lady, volume. I can't make it into work today. My kid is not feeling well. Me, fog brain, sore ribs from poking. Okay, click. Wife. What was that? Me, drifting off again, silence, save for a deep drifting off to sleep breath that isn't quite a snore. The next day I realized what I'd done. My wife and I laughed about this a bit, but also felt bad and wondered, whatever happened to the person who just took a day off work without really calling in? Had whoever she intended to call reached out to her eventually? Did she get in trouble? Oops. Well, we lived in Minnesota then, and November often brings snowfall. We lived in the wind capital of the state, so with snow followed drifts and whiteout conditions, where you could see across the street and certainly could not safely drive. As well, it is important to understand that in a small town of southwestern Minnesota where we lived, things are very rural. As in, the town has around 13,000 people that live there, and that's the big city. They had a full-fledged university. Most of the surrounding towns in the next 50 miles or so have around a couple hundred people at most. Because of the outside influence of the big city, people often drove from other towns to work at our booming metropolis industrial furnaces. The main irons in this sweltering fire were food packing plants, as we did not have a rail yard connected to the Twin Cities and other places. How fancy! The particular pillar of industry at issue in this story is the local sparkling sugar water bottling place. The first time it snowed that year, the phone started ringing around 4 a.m. Same setting as before. Ring, 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 etc. Me, sleeping. Wife, awake and annoyed. Poke, poke. Get that! Me, fumbling. Hello? Voice of lady, volume again. I can't make it to work today. The drifts are too bad, and there's no visibility. Me. Okay. Click. Wife, now fully aware. What the hell was that? Me. Nothing. Drifting off. Probably 3 minutes later. Ring, ring. Me. Hello? Person on phone. Pop. I can't get out of my driveway. I ain't gonna make it in today. Me. You have the wrong number. Pop. Oh, sorry. Me. Bye. Some time passes. Ring, ring, ring. Me. Hello? Voice of another lady, VOAL. It ain't safe. The school's been canceled, so I have to stay with my kids today. John's stuck out of town. Me. You have the wrong number. VOAL. Oh, well, I got this from the office bulletin board. It said to call here if we can't make our shifts. VOAL said it worked. I called the main number and there ain't nobody there. Me. Well, there is a mistake. This is an apartment. We're students at SSU, and we have nothing to do with this. VOAL. Okay, well, this sucks. I guess I'll call the main line again. Me. Bye. Passage of a bit of time, but by now we're awake. It's now something like 4:30 a.m. on day when we almost certainly had classes, as they did not cancel university classes very often for snow days. But we could always hope and check. Maybe we could sleep in if we could find out on those early morning newscasts with the scrolling cancellations. Spoiler, it was not to be. Ring, ring. Me. Hello? VOAL. I'm not going to make it today. Me. You have the wrong number. VOAL. No, I checked and I'm sure I have the number they told us. They were very clear. Any excused absence requires us to call this number. It's the one to the main room. Every time. I can't get a hold of anyone except VOL, and she said it was fine. Me. We live in an apartment and are students at SSU. We have nothing to do with this, and we don't know what you're talking about. VOAL. They were clear. Call this number or we catch crap. Me. I don't know what you're talking about. I think they screwed up. VOAL. Okay, I'll try again. Sounding very unimpressed with me. WTF. I'm just trying to sleep before braving the windy snow to attend my physical chemistry labs or whatever. Sure enough, a few seconds later, ring. Me. Hello? VOAL, clearly recognizing my voice. Well, here we are again. Me. Yep, it's early and I'm tired. You have the wrong number. VOAL. I checked and I'm not falling for that. You just want me to come in, but I told you I can't. My kids are home today, and there is no way I can get a babysitter right now. Stop being such a jerk. You told VOL it was okay. I'm not taking up the slack for everyone. Me. Really? I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't help you here. They must have screwed up. VOL. What do you want me to do here? I'm not coming in. Me. Is there another number you can call? VOAL. This is the one they gave us, and no one is answering the main line. Me. Sorry, I can't help you. Click. A few seconds later, ring. Me. Hi. VOAL. Stop doing this. I'm not coming in today. I can't make it with my car. It will never make it through the drifts. And I have the kids today. Me. We've been over this. We have nothing to do with your work. Wife, low talking. For some reason now we're being polite to them. What's going on? Me. Low talking to wife. They think we're their boss or something. VOAL. Stop playing games. I can hear you talking and it's not working. You're not fooling me. Me. That's my wife. Would you like to speak with her? VOP. Exasperated. Sure. Wife. Hello. VOP. Stop this nonsense. You know I'm not coming in. Wife. No, really. We are not your boss. They must have given the wrong number. Now, I'm not sure what happened exactly as memory fades, and I think I got up to turn on the news by now. I mean, I'm not getting any sleep at this point, but later on, I, checking in as my wife's voice was getting louder, and heard this. Wife, fine, don't come, I don't care at all, just stop calling us. Click. After several more calls like this, we took the phone off the hook and eventually carried on with the day. Over the next many days and months, we'd get periodic calls informing us of someone who couldn't make it today. Sometimes we'd even get requests to swap shifts and other types of things related to this bottling plant. Sometimes we just said, okay, and hung up, and other times we tried to explain what was up. Occasionally, we get into arguments and assure these people that we're not their boss. I recall even getting one call from a clearly newer employee who was pretty good about it and showed some level of understanding. I think he even told me or my wife he had even heard about the call-in issues, that it was perceived as some kind of attempt to stop people from being able to call in without catching crap and getting docked in pay or something. The aftermath. I believe it was early the following year, a couple months later, when we received a call, someone what was a manager at Viking Bottling Company that asked my wife, "Have we been telling people it was okay to miss work?" "Well, yes, Mr. Manager, we have, and we have been trying to explain things, but there are several very persistent employees who just won't seem to understand." He was not quite understanding, seemed, if anything, angry with us, but I suspect he was upset because the reports he'd been getting of, "I swear I called in," were true, and now he had a giant mess to clean up. Turns out, our newly issued phone number, the one that meant so much to us, had two numbers transposed to their office number, and someone had posted our number on a bulletin board. After the error was corrected, we got a couple calls now and then, and it was less of an issue. But we experienced a few months of early morning calls that taught us the value of clear communication and follow-up exploration when things don't make sense. I still think about those times when I just granted people a day off because I was too tired and incoherent to realize what was going on and get a smile on my face. If you made it that far, thanks, and have a great day off work on me. We hope you guys enjoyed this one fantastic story. Definitely a great one. Please make sure that you like, comment for sure, as well as subscribe so you'll get a chance to receive upcoming videos from TNA Top Notch Audio. Have yourselves a great day.